So people, we've found the Tillicoultry upper Kirkyard. The church which once stood here on Kirk Hill was dedicated to the 6th century missionary Saint Surf, who may have founded it. The Kirkyard contains the oldest gravestones in Clackmannanshire, several of which may have marked the graves of owners of the estate. The church was granted to the canons of Cumberskenneth Abbey in 1189–94. After the Reformation, the Erskine family held it, but in 1628 the Earl of Mar resigned it to the Colville family of Culross. The Tillicoultry estate changed ownerships many times over the centuries. That's Culross, sorry. That's how you pronounce it, Culross. That's Culross, spelt Culross. The church and man stood within the kirkyard, which is more extensive than it is now. A house had been built nearby by the latter 17th century. A new church was built at the bottom of the hill in the 18th century, and the old church was demolished. The manse converted into a stable and the glebe became an orchard. In 1814, Robert Wardlaw Ramsay bought the estate. So this is what we're looking for here, guys. The hogback, or copestone. The southeast corner of the old church was revealed during conservation of the north boundary wall. The north wall and the west gate post had been built against it. A socketed finial, likely to be from the apex of a gable of the church, was also survived. So here's a piece of the old church in the wall. This hogback is the earliest surviving gravestone in the county. Hogbacks were a Viking Age monument, the earliest of which are of 10th century date and found in Brompton, North Yorkshire and Govan. This example is of late 11th or 12th century date. It does not have the muzzled bears and additional ornament which have been carved on some of the earlier stones, but has a typical arched ridge and 3 rows of tegulation roof tiles, thought to be stylized representation of a house for the dead. This table tomb was still intact in the 1970s. Table tomb. It bears an inscription: "Here lies the corpus of Robert Meiklejohn Skinner and Burgess of Edinburgh, who departed this life the 28th of April 1651, and of his age he was 81, portioner of Elliston. Skinners prepared skins, tanned leather, and made gloves and other leather goods, as well as parchment and vellum, hence the glove on the shield. Meiklejohn was from Tillicoultry and had owned land there. The end supports show the symbols of mortality and the motto Memento Mori, remember you must die. Several headstones and table tombs of the late 17th and 18th centuries depict a ploughshare and coulter, the trade symbol of a farmer. This headstone of 1723 is the most elaborate and finely carved of them, and also shows the harrower, which was pulled behind the plough. 5 people are commemorated here, alongside mortality and immortality symbols. Winged souls on their verse is an unusual verse. This headstone shows, alongside typically mortality symbols of skull, crossbones and an hourglass, the tools of a mason: set square, chisel and mallet. On the west face is a typical verse and the date March the 9th, 1759. This coped gravestone was first used in the 13th century. The sword and 3 crudely carved crosses suggest that it marked the grave of a knight or aristocrat. It was reused later, probably in the 18th century, when a deep socket was cut into one end and 2 sets of initials were carved in the top surface. This and several other important stones were once protected with special covers by Major Wardlaw Ramsay. This is a surprisingly late headstone. Parish records indicate that layers, burial plots, were often sold by their owners to other people. John Harrower was a heritor of the parish in the late 18th century. The family is likely to have owned a lair in the old kirkyard for some time and chose to be buried here rather than in a new cemetery. So guys, this is what we're looking for. There's a copestone and there's a hogback. Let's see if there's anyone in the chat yet. No one in the chat yet. It's always good to look into moleholes. If you see a molehill in a graveyard, don't be scared to look through it. Be surprised in what you find. 1723. That's got. Remember in the last graveyard we've seen these cherubs. They're similar. With almost like a flower or something underneath it, and the head, the wings. 1723. Gloria. This is similar to that other one we've seen in the lower Kirkyard. Check how old that one is. Wow. Look at that. Here lies the corpse of Robert Meikle. There's the hogback grave here, guys. You can still see the tagulation, whatever they call it, like the roof tiles. It's quite large, it's probably just under 2 meters long. And like I said, they call these Viking, but I think they could have been Irish. Possibly Irish. Look at the skull over there, the end of the stone. There's some names. So guys, apparently these were Viking because they were found at coastal areas. Well, this isn't a coastal area, this is we're at the foot of a hill. People around here get called hill footers. Is this the... oh, look at that. This must be the copestone. It looks like there's been initials carved into it. These are some of the oldest graves in the area, these ones. Yeah. It's a tiny wee kirkyard. Where's the remains of the church? It must be in one of these corners. The vegetation's grown in. Table slab. See, something's carved on this slab as well. Cherub, skull and crossbones, hourglass. There's nothing on the other side. It's 1722, I think. 1722. again. You see the skull and the crossbones. Tools of the trade, the shovel. There's an hourglass. This is possibly a socket for a cross. $1781. Me and my son found, we were in a graveyard and I can't remember where it was, but we found bones and teeth in the molehills. The moles will excavate for you. Never seen this one. So aye guys, it's a tiny wee kirkyard. Tiny. Don't know what's on the other side. Oh, manse. This one. Writing on it. I don't know if this is a fragment of one or. Some strange building there with sort of tower on it. There is markings on it. So like I said, these so-called Viking hogback stones, they're meant to be found in coastal regions because, you know, the Vikings are coastal people, they like the sea. Well, here at Tillicoultry, we're nowhere near the sea. Look at that. I am laid in this cold bed and my curing over my something paid. My curring over my is peed. I am laid in this cold bed and my curing over my is as head. Right guys, so this is the old Kirkyard and Hogback, which there's not that many of these in Scotland, these hogbacks, and I've probably maybe seen a third of them now, maybe half. That's how rare they are. Can't read anything on this. Another slab. That's on there. Another nice memento mori. Mason's mallet. Skull and crossbones. Cherub at the top. There is writing on the back, but it's so faint. Right people, oh, look, what's this? What's this? Let me find out what this is. Just found a little plastic container with something in it. Clue number 3. How many castles, towers are in Clackmannanshire? How many are open to the public permanently? How many are only open to the public temporarily? How many are open to the public upon request? Which one do you think? I'd hide a clue. It's obviously some game for kids to play. Right, people, I think I've seen enough of this place. It's nice though. Beautiful day. But I found a good article about these hogback graves, by the way, and there's a couple of other dudes that think they weren't Viking, so I might even read that on my channel. There seems to be an evolution, these copstones like these, and these hogbacks. I'm not sure what this is. I wonder if it's like a hogback upside down. Right, people, thanks for joining me once again. I'll see you in the next video. In fact, do you know what? Go for a wee walk first. I've still got plenty of battery. Let's have a wee walk. Is this the remnants of the old church here? That there. Nah, didn't think so. Didn't think so. There's more molehills. Big molehill there. Old the Wallace. Right guys, I'm not away yet. I'll have a wee walk along here. Cheers for showing up, no mask, and Sonia. Good to see you again. Just gonna go a wee walk, see what else. Maybe spot some tree. Somebody's driveway. possibly just stand over this. I never planned to go on a hill walk today, but to see some of the views. It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous day. That's about as far up the hill I'm going. I climbed enough hills last week. I just wanted to have a wee nosy around the area. Right, I might actually check out the old graveyard at Alva. There's an old kirkyard at a place called Alva, close by. Right people, I love yous and leave yous, and I might do another stream in about another 10-15 minutes. I'm going to look for Alva Kirkyard because apparently that's a really old kirkyard. So